Eric Johnson coming on, the K&C Masterpiece, I thought laid out a fantastic idea. The way he presented it was a fantastic presentation on getting a second NFL team here. He said,
"He is an idiot.
We're about to become the biggest city without two NFL teams." And Jerry told Calvin Watkins the following: "Well, I like the mayor. I like him personally, but he doesn't have the depth." Like the amount of I really want this audio because, again, you can hear Jerry saying it because we hear him twice a week for a decade here on this radio station, being the home of the Cowboys. But just in reading this, it sounds like some backhands from Jerry to the mayor.
He doesn't have the depth.
He just doesn't have the depth. He doesn't have the knowledge that others have regarding how unique Dallas is and how we enjoy the interest in the Cowboys. I mean, he's only the mayor, Jerry.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want to water that down as it relates to Dallas if he knew as much and has spent as much time in sports as I have. So that is Jerry Jones with a paragraph of backhands to Mayor Johnson. He wouldn't want to water that down. It sounds like a mob threat.
It does.
Sounds like a mafia statement right there. So there's Jerry, and the follow-up was, so just to be clear, the Cowboys remain as the NFL's only franchise in DFW. He said, that's correct. That is correct. You can be rest assured that you would not have the NFL supporting another team because of the kind of value that the game and the NFL receives of having the Dallas Cowboys as one of its marquee teams. And again, logic tells you the NFL would not want to water that down. So that is Jerry's emphatic response to Mayor Johnson's idea.
Well, you can still call them the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it hurts. The argument against Jerry stuff is, does it hurt the New York Giants to have the New York Jets in town? They seem to have a lot of fans.
I don't know.
Does it hurt?
If you get rid of all the Jets fans, if you get rid of the New York Jets, you have more Giants fans.
Do you?
Yeah.
They weren't going to be Giant fans to begin with.
You have one team to focus on. If a city's given a choice of one, then you choose that one.
But that's not like,
if DC gets a second football team, there will be less Commander fans.
And I disagree with that.
Okay.
So, like, when the Dodgers and Giants left New York, they didn't grow Yankee fans. They already hated the Yankees. They were never going to root for them. They became Met fans because they didn't have the Dodgers or Giants to root for. They were going to root for nobody or the new team. They were never going to root for the Yankees. There's a lot of people here who hate the Cowboys. They're never going to root for the Cowboys. Regardless.
No, but there's people who love, but I'm looking at it the other way. There's people who love the Cowboys now, or really, really, really like the Cowboys. But look, no girl wants another 10 in the room. Period. If there's 10 dudes in the room and there's 110, the 110 gets all the attention. If the second 10 walks in, the first girl ain't getting all 20 of the eyeballs.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, nobody's leaving the Cowboys to go root for this other team if you're already a Cowboy fan. If you're not already a Cowboy fan, you're not going to be a Cowboy fan anyway.
But Jerry's bothered by some of the split attention that would happen. He was bothered by the Texans, I believe, right?
He was. Yeah, he was.
Wasn't he bothered by Houston getting a friend? Them losing that game, I think, is one of his top 3 or 5
easily.
Top 5 worst losses.
Easily one
he
of
was
his top
humiliated.
5. Yeah, easily one of his top 5.
So more attention on another product. I never believed that Jerry Jones was going to accept that or want that. Even though Mike Florio was saying, hey, the second team can play in Jerry's stadium and he can charge rent. But Jerry was never going to let this idea get anywhere off the ground, right?
No, it was never going to get off the ground. He was never going to allow anybody to.
But dude, I'm telling you, you have Cowboy fans, in my opinion, who are sick of it, like Bassick. Bassick's a perfect example. You bring a second team here, you have a good chance, and if they win, you have a good chance of getting Mike Bassick to switch affiliation, switch loyalty. He's a perfect example. He's sick and tired of it. He's fed up. You give me another option. But
the moment that he's good? The moment the Cowboys are good, he's right back on that bandwagon.
Well, if they're like this and the other team has more success, I think people. This is a bandwagon city too. All right, Troy Aikman said that, and he was absolutely right. Oh, this is the new hot thing. This is where everyone look at restaurants around here. Every single other week, there's a new hot spot restaurant. There's a Salt Bay here. There's a Carbone there, and they come and they go. It's the new hot thing. Everyone's got to pay attention to it. Can you keep them around? Can you make it stick? But Jerry Jones, whoo, man, this is a little harsh. Towards the mayor.
It was,
He doesn't have the depth. He doesn't know. How is Jerry going to suggest that the mayor doesn't know how much the Cowboys are loved in this city? It's like, that's a hell of a statement.
I know. He
hasn't been around as long as I have. He doesn't have the depth.
He doesn't.
And he wouldn't want to water that down.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa.
This is a little insecure on Jerry's part. I will say that. A little insecure. If you're really the big dog, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
No, it's not. I wouldn't say it's insecurity. It's just protecting your investment, and that's what Jerry Jones is doing here. I mean, I'll make the comparison to the news that we broke about an hour ago. Vince McMahon steps down as WWE CEO. When WWE got control of WCW, did Vince McMahon want to keep both companies and have good competition for the betterment of wrestling? No. He got rid of WCW. And then, they bring in NXT, and NXT, wow, this young, new organization within WWE. And then Vince McMahon saw how big they were getting and went, you know what? Let's go ahead and push them to the side a little bit and bring them down and change their look and totally water down that product because it's still about WWE. And that's how Jerry Jones is about the Cowboys.
Did WCW and WWE or F, whatever the heck it was at the time, make each other better?
No, they didn't have an opportunity to. They were supposed to be like this big kind of like.
It was 2 years. It was 2 years.
Yeah, at the most. It was supposed to be this collision course where, oh my God, we're going to get Stone Cold Steve Austin against Sting. This is going to be It never happened because Vince McMahon, just like Jerry Jones, was like, no. Why would I bring someone else in to take the shine and take the money out of my pocket?
Yeah, and I agree with you, though, Choppy. It's you with the girl, not you. It's your girl with you at the bar.
Oh, it's definitely you.
You getting all insecure, or are you fine with it?
Yeah.
And that's Jerry being like, don't look over here.
Yeah, let her get hit on.
Yeah,
what do you care?
Yeah, it saves
she
you.
She leaves.
Saves you on the tab
at
the end of the night.
Yeah.
Less drinks for you to purchase. So that's JJ shutting it down. Anything on the truckwreck.com text line before we move on?
Let's see. DFW residents have the attention of a goldfish.
True.
New Dallas team wins Super Bowl first season. Jerry would flip his lid.
Yep.
This would actually force Jerry to get serious about the Cowboys winning.
More serious.
Yeah. Why is it even Jerry's decision in the first place?
Good question.
Do you guys realize how many of us are sick and tired of Jerry's crap in this team?
Yep.
There are definitely people who leave the Cowboys. I don't think a single person would leave the Cowboys. It's not if you would, then you're not really a Cowboy fan. Like you're just you're there for an event. You're an event fan.
I will say some people did leave. I know of some people personally that left once the Texans became the Texans in Houston. Some people did leave.
Yeah, if you live in Houston, I could see that.
No, there were people here in the Metroplex that I knew that were like, know, the Cowboys aren't doing anything. Let's try something new. Now they're Cowboy fans again. They came back to the Cowboys, but still.
But I stopped being a Redskin fan.
You mean the Commanders?
The Commanders.
Dump that.
I stopped being a Commanders fan because this guy.
But that was a lot of that was like,
away.
Yeah, you moved away.
I'm covering this team. I don't really root for any teams anymore. Like I don't have any teams. I root for the success of the DFW teams for my own pocket, for the radio station. But this guy is. I mean, you could argue Dan Snyder's a top 5 bad owner in the history of the league or sports, and he just sucked the entire life out of me. And look, the Cowboys have had so much more success than Washington, but that's how a lot of people talk about Jerry.
Sure.
That's how Bassick, and others talk about the Cowboys, even though it's not even a comparison between DC and the Cowboys' success.
I just look at it like this is the boycott thing. They say they're going to boycott. Nobody really boycotts. They say they're going to.
It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a boycott. It is one team is 6-1, the other's 2-4, and they're both playing. Right? So let's simplify it a little bit. They're both playing at the same time on Sunday. maybe you want to watch the one that's 6-1 and is local, or you want to go to that game instead of the Cowboy game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it gives you another. You don't have to switch your allegiance totally, but if there's more eyeballs and less ratings and more attendance, and I don't know, it would be a threat. It would be a threat attention-wise. The Cowboys would still be the Cowboys, but
yeah, I mean, it would be there would be an attention. I mean, they wouldn't.
Why is Jerry saying no?
I mean, insecurity. I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, like, there are other cities in the NFL that have more than one team in it, and they also, the Cubs seem to do just fine in Major League Baseball. The Yankees seem to do just fine with the amount of fans they have. The Lakers seem to do just fine. I imagine that the Cowboys would be okay. Now, granted, New York has like 3 times the population or whatever, and so does LA. So it's a little bit apples and oranges. But, you know, cities that are on our level, like Chicago and the Bay Area, you know, they seem to do okay with multiple teams.